Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the information session for the Eynesbury Owners Corporation number 2. We'll wait for a couple of minutes or so for a few more members to join this evening. So we do have at least about 27 members who have joined in. By the way, I am Taranga Surya from Quantum United Management. We got Ramona as well as Vanessa. Ramona is the client manager for the Eynesbury Township Owners Corporation number 2, and Vanessa is the assistant client manager.
Hello, everyone.
So before we go into the main information session, just want to provide some housekeeping information to members who are present. If you do have any questions throughout the session, please do put your hand up. We will bring you by audio, so you can ask your question directly from us, or if you'd like to put your question in the Q&A chat box, which is on the bottom of your screen. You're welcome to put in your question down there for us, and we will answer them for you during the session. And we do have an open Q&A session at the end of the presentation as well. So you are welcome to ask your questions at the end of the session so that we can keep the session moving forward. So we do have an hour's time to go through all the presentation plus the questions from members. Perfect. I will now get a start on the session. I'll share my screen with you so that if you're unable to see the screen, please let me know. Ramona, I'm just going to share the screen. Can you let me know if you can see, able to see the presentation screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Perfect. Thank you. Again, for members who just joined us, welcome to the 2025 information session for Eynesbury Owners Corporation 2. My name is Taranga Surya from Quantum United Management. We got Ramona and Vanessa joining us this evening. During the session, we'll talk about a couple of items. We'll touch on Quantum, who we are, what the Owners Corporation 2 is about, and also the structure of Eynesbury. Talk about the governance and compliance process. Talk about communication, how we get in touch with lot owners, and item number 5 will be about the frequently asked questions that normally come through to our office. And at the last slide, we'll talk about we'll open up the floor for any questions from members this evening. With Quantum United Management, so we are the Owners Corporation Manager for the Eynesbury Owners Corporation number 2. So as you mentioned before, Ramona is the client manager, Vanessa is the assistant client manager, and there is compliance is handled by Trish. If you do see within the community, there's every fortnight you would see the compliance team attending there. So Trish is managing that team who comes on site. We do have Natalie as the operations manager, myself as general manager, and Michael Darby as the director, the founding director of Quantum United Management. So as an owners corporation manager, there are certain services that we are required to provide under the legislation for members or the owners corporation. A couple of services that we provide for the owners corporation are accounting services. Accounting services are generally making sure the owners, on behalf of the owners corporation, we issue the owners corporation fee notices, collection of outstanding fees, payment of owners corporation creditor invoices, as well as general tax accounting purposes such as tax returns, as past statements preparation. So they are part of the accounting services that Quantum United provides for the owners corporation. The next one is insurance. Insurance is basically making sure the owners corporation is protected by insurance, making sure the insurance are in place throughout its time. So the owners corporation is required to take out insurances for its common property and its public liability. So that insurance only includes the owners corporation, but not the freestanding homes. So lot owners are required to take out individual insurance for their properties, but this is just for the owners corporation and its public liability. The next one is documentation. Documentation is the maintenance of the owners corporation register in line with the Owners Corporation Act. So the owners corporation is required to maintain a record of all lot owners who are with the owners corporation, any documentation relating to updating of details, making sure we have the correct mailing addresses, email addresses, any contact details. So they form a part of the owner's corporation record. So we update them on a regular basis. When lot owners do inform us of changes of ownership, or when conveyancers inform us of changes of ownership, we do update those records and keep them up to date. The legislation, as you know, would require every lot owner within an owner's corporation to update the owner's corporation manager within 28 days of changes in their contact details so that the owner's corporation has the records up to date. The next item we provide is with regards to management of owners corporation committee meetings as well as annual general meetings. So as the owners corporation would elect a committee at every general meeting, we need to organize committee meetings for at least about 6 committee meetings a year for your owners corporation, where the committee members get together, discuss any matters that are relating to your owners corporation. We normally prepare those documents relating to those committee meetings, plus after the committee meeting, we put together the minutes, similar for the AGM as well. The next is issuing of owners corporation certificates. So when a lot owner requests or conveys a request for owners corporation certificate before the sale of their property, the owners corporation needs to supply that certificate. So we do supply the certificate on behalf of the owners corporation. That includes all the information of the owners corporation, and any areas or outstanding fees that are relating to a lot will be noted in that specific certificate. Further, we provide guidance to the Owners Corporation Committee with regards to the Owners Corporation Act. That's what we specialize in, providing guidance to members on matters that relate to the Owners Corporation. So we do regularly keep in touch with the Owners Corporation Committee, and also when members do contact us, we do provide guidance and accurate information that are relating to the Act and any part of the legislation that relate to the management of owners corporations. Further, we do have a community app where we provide members information about the owners corporation, as we do communicate to members via newsletters and other pieces of information throughout the year. Before I go into the next slide, I would like to put up a poll for members to vote on. I just want to see how many members who are attending. We have about 61 members attending this evening. Just want to know how many have been in an owners corporation before you moved into the Eynesbury Township. I'll just put forward the poll just to get an understanding. So how much information that we can touch on for members. Missing perfect. Out of the 61, we have at least 47 members who have already, we have 50 members who have already cast their vote on the poll. So we have at least 30% of lot owners who are attending this evening have been in an owners corporation, and 70% of members are new to an owners corporation. So we'll touch on bit of further information on members on what an owners corporation and how they operate for your benefit and also understanding. Thank you very much for your time for this poll. So the next slide will touch on what an owners corporation is, the purpose of owners corporation number 2, the owners corporation that you are a member of, plus lot owner obligations, structure of Eynesbury, as well as where your fees go towards. So what is an owners corporation? An owners corporation is generally when there is a common property. A common property means a small parcel of land or a large parcel of land within a specific plan of subdivision that belongs to all lot owners. When that specific plan of subdivision is registered with that common property, all the lots in that plan of subdivision will form a part of the owner's corporation. For example, Eynesbury, there is a small parcel of land that was created by the initial developer in order for them to register this plan of subdivision and create an owner's corporation. So when new lots are added to the plan of subdivision, so currently there's about just below 2,100 lots within the Eynesbury Township Owners Corporation number 2. So each time a lot is being added to that plan of subdivision, that lot becomes a member of the Owners Corporation. So the Owners Corporation is a legal entity a legal entity means it can make its rules that are binding on lot owners, and also normal legal entities can most probably carry out a sue and as well as being sued can be sued as well by lot owners. That means that means the owners corporation have the capacity to act as a business. It is a not-for-profit business. It is run on behalf of the benefit of all the members in the owners corporation, but it has those legal abilities to pursue debts through the legal system. That's why it's a legal entity. As mentioned, the owners corporation can make rules and that are binding on all lot owners. So the owners corporation number 2 has its own set of rules that were registered when the owners corporation was initially formed. So that owners corporation rules are binding on all lot owners within the owners corporation number 2. Uh, an owners corporation is also a legislated process. So the Victorian Parliament has passed the Owners Corporation Act. So that provides the governance framework on how an owners corporation operates. It is vital for as the managers for us Quantum United, as well as the lot owners and the committee, to be within that framework passed by the by the Victorian Parliament to adhere when we operate an owners corporation. I will touch on a later slide on why there is an owners corporation within the Eynesbury township, so that you exactly why you form a part of this township. So the main purpose of the owners corporation number 2 is to comply with the agreements of the owners corporation. So the owners corporation does have a 173 agreement with the owners corporation members are required to adhere to. That 173 agreements are for the maintenance of the environmental sensitive areas that are around the Eynesbury township that the owners corporation is required to fund in order for the committee association to maintain those areas. I'll touch on a bit more further in the next slide. So that's why the main purpose of the owners corporation is provide funding for the Eynesbury Committee Association in order to implement the 173s or the environmental protection maintenance plans. The next purpose of the owners corporation is to comply with the owners corporation legislation and the rules. As mentioned earlier, your owners corporation does have a set of rules that have been registered with land data. That means once owners corporation's rules have been registered with land data, those rules are enforceable and each lot owner is required to adhere to those rules. Lot owner, a resident or a tenant who lives within the township. The next purpose of the owners corporation is to manage and administer the owners corporation, make sure that the owners corporation operates in line with the legislation. The next slide, we touch on the lot owner obligations. So there are two main obligations for lot owners in regards to provided under the Owners Corporation Act. So the main obligation is the financial obligation. The financial obligation is where lot owners do attend an annual general meeting each year and approve the budget. And after the budget has been approved at that AGM, the lot owners contribute their share of owners corporation fees in order for the operations of the owners corporation. The next obligation is the legal obligation. The legal obligation is, as mentioned earlier, uh, ensuring that the owners corporation, lot owners within the owners corporation adhere to the Owners Corporation Act, the Subdivisions Act, and the Owners Corporation rules. So those are the main two obligations under the Act for members. Before we go on to the next slide, which will speak about the Eynesbury structure, I'm just going to put up another poll for members to understand exactly what your knowledge is about the structure of Eynesbury. As I assume most of the new lot owners, 70% of ones who voted in the previous poll has not been in owners corporation. I'm assuming that this is the first time you're coming across a structure similar to Eynesbury. Not sure if you heard about Eynesbury structure when you did purchase into the owners corporation. Would like to get your understanding about exactly what your knowledge is about the Eynesbury structure. Okay, perfect. We do have at least we do have about 7% saying they're very familiar with the structure. 39% of members who have saying that they are somewhat familiar, and we have 54% saying not familiar. So what we'll do is we'll touch on. Thank you very much for your time on the poll. Perfect. Eynesbury structure. So Eynesbury, when the initial developer wanted to redevelop Eynesbury, they had to get certain permission, certain approvals from the council for them to proceed with the redevelopment of the Eynesbury township. There were some conditions that were placed on the developer before they can commence redevelopment of Eynesbury. In order to start the redevelopment, the conditions were that the environmental sensitive areas that form around the township had to be taken care, had to be managed in a certain way, uh, in line with the 173, in line with some environmental management plans that needs to be put in place in order to make sure those uh, areas, which is the environmental areas. I'm not sure if you're aware of the environmental areas. So there are 4 environmental areas in around the township. The first one is the grey box forest. That's the forest that you drive when you drive into the township that you come across the first. Then there are the native grasslands that are located west of the woodland area, the Werribee River Gorge Valley, as well as the Green Hills. So those are the 4 environmental areas that are required to be maintained under the redevelopment plan that was required by the council. And also within these areas, there are certain things that needs to be actioned. They, they are management of the water and stream, flora and fauna protection, and also the pest control within those areas. So there's a couple of 3 main items that form a part of the 173 agreements. So in order for an entity to maintain these areas, they created the Eynesbury Community Association. So the Eynesbury Community Association is at the heart of the Eynesbury structure. So this Eynesbury Community Association was created so that it can collect funding from different entities that form a part of the structure in order to maintain those environmental sensitive areas. So if you on the screen, you would see there's an agricultural member, hotel member, residential member, that is the owners corporation number 2, the golf member, and the commercial members. Under those membership areas, you would see 2.5% for 4 of them and 90% under the owners corporation number 2, which means that the owners corporation number 2, which you are a part of, provides 90% of the funding that is required by the committee association in order to maintain those environmental sensitive areas. So that means majority of the funding for the environmental area management of these environmental areas comes through the owners corporation. So that is a requirement by the council. So if I'm not sure if you have had a chance to go through the 173 agreements, that was a part of your contract of sale. That 173 agreement clearly states these percentages, that contribution percentages required by each entity. As the biggest, as you know, you are the owners corporation is the biggest contributor for the environmental or the committee association in order to implement those environmental management plans. So that is a brief overview of the environmental structure. As you know, we did get questions before this session as well. Members did ask, why does the owners corporation need to be a part of this? So this is a requirement by the council and by the authorities before the redevelopment of Eynesbury commenced. This was a structure that was put in place in order to make sure those environmental areas are maintained. Those environmental areas around the township does not belong to the owners corporation, but it's a requirement under those environmental plan, the 173 agreements, that these environmental areas are maintained. I will, if you do have any questions, I'm happy to answer them at the end of the session. I've not had any member raise any questions yet, but we will answer them for you later on if you do have any. So next slide is where does the owners corporation fees go towards? So currently for members who have been within the owners corporation since the very beginning, you would have seen that the owners corporation fees were at a certain level before about 6 to 7 years ago, but currently they have reduced drastically. Um, the reason is that currently the owners corporation has normally the owners corporation has a dispute with the committee association on the works that are being carried out or that needs to be carried out in the environmental areas. So due to that reason, the owners corporation has put a pause on payment of any um, fees to the community association. But even though the owners corporation has put a hold on making any payment to the committee association, the owners corporation still is required to operate under the legislation. So currently the owners corporation fees goes towards uh, insurance for owners corporation, management fee, meeting expenses, disbursements, compliance, management and audits, financial audits and tax expenses, and debt recovery. So the owners corporation budgets a small amount of funds for the committee association fees, but they are not being paid out due to that dispute. So once the dispute has been resolved, the owners corporation will require to back pay these uh, expenses for the last 6 years or so. But the good thing is that the owners corporation has kept aside those funds in reserves. So there is those funds will be used to pay those expenses of the committee association once the dispute is resolved. Uh, the next one is compliance and governance. So we'll talk about at the annual general meeting, your committee, and also compliance. So annual general meeting, a member of an owners corporation can attend an annual general meeting. It's not a must, but it is your right as a lot owner to attend an annual general meeting, which is held every financial year. So this year it is going to be held on the 28th of August, which is in a couple
Next
of weeks' time.
Thursday.
Next
Next
Thursday.
Thursday.
Next Thursday, it'll be held at the Marquis at the Eynesbury Township. So it is held in person. So we welcome all members who are present this evening to attend that session. And the Eynesbury Marquee has been the location where the AGMs have been held every year. So at the AGM, there is a formal agenda, which you would have received a copy of the agenda. So we run through the agenda items. Those agenda items are required under the legislation for members to vote on. So you would normally find acceptance of minutes of the last AGM, acceptance of the owners corporation financials, acceptance of the budget, uh, setting of fees, election of owners corporation committee. So every year, uh, a new owners corporation committee is elected. That means previous members can renominate, but the members only hold office up until that AGM, and a new committee is formed. And a committee can be made up of lot owners. So the owners corporation can have a minimum of 3 committee members elected to the committee, or maximum of 7. But the legislation also provides the owners corporation to increase that maximum of 7 to 12, but that needs to be put forward as a specific motion at the night if the members want to increase up to 12 members. But the legislation gives a standard amount of minimum of 3 members, maximum of 7 committee members for the committee, but we can increase up to 12 depending upon a motion put at the meeting. As mentioned before, a committee would only hold office up until the next AGM. It's at least about 12 months' time, and they can renominate or new members can nominate to join the committee. So the committee's duties are financial management, making sure that every committee meeting will provide the committee with a record of the detailed expenses of the owners corporation, income and expenditure statement, as well as a balance sheet. an arrears report as well. So the committee needs to review those and make sure they're all in order and raise questions that they might have with the manager. The next one is enforcing of owners corporation rules. As we touched on earlier, the owners corporation has rules that have been registered that are enforceable. It's the owners corporation committee's duty to make sure those rules are enforced accordingly. Further, attending of meetings, those meetings are held in person. So we would ask the members to attend in person to discuss matters that are related to the owners corporation. Plus, another task is handling of complaints. If the owners corporation does receive a formal complaint, the owners corporation committee is required to attend and handle those complaints accordingly with the lot owner or the parties to the complaint. So these are some of the items. There are a lot of other items that a committee is tasked with, but these are the main items for your owners corporation that comes regularly. So next we'll touch on compliance management. As you know, the owners corporation has its rules. So the owners corporation has engaged contaminated management to inspect the community and make sure that a lot owners are adhering to the owners corporation rules. So what the main items that the compliance team looks at are maintenance of landscaping, maintenance of vacant lots, roads and compro roads means normally if there's any rubbish on roads, we do report them to separate entities like such as the council, but mainly with regards to maintenance of properties. Uh, we want to make sure that Amesbury Township and the lots within the Amesbury Townships are maintained to a high standard. It also brings value to your properties as well. So in order to keep that value of your properties, we do carry out these inspections, let the lot owners or the residents know if there's any issues or maintenance issues, bring it to their attention and follow the compliance process until they are resolved. So we do have a dedicated team for compliance. We do have 3 team members within the office who answer the questions that comes in, and also we do have dedicated team members who attend fortnightly to your township to carry out these compliance inspections in the township. And if you would have also you you may or may have not received a compliance notice uh, in the last 12 months or previously, but if you do receive a compliance notice, you do not need to panic. That's a notice to say that there is an issue with your maintenance of your property. If you do come across, please, if you need to ask any questions for any further clarification from our team, you're welcome to give our team a call, and we are all respond back to the email that you received with the compliance notice, and we are very happy to assist you, and our team will be happy to do that. And we've been assisting lot owners with compliance matters um, since the last 6 years for the Amesbury Township. Next one is communication. So how we reach out to lot owners with regards to certain information. So we have information on the community app. We do issue e-bulletins. If you do have your email address registered with us on the part of the owners corporation records, we do send out e-bulletins. Um, we are able to respond to lot owners with SMS text messages or phone calls. Mostly you would have received SMS text messages if you are as a courtesy reminders about the outstanding owners corporation fees, and we do annual information sessions to lot owners as well. But if the owners corporation or the committee wishes us to do any further information sessions on certain matters, we welcome and we would provide that opportunity as well for the owners corporation to provide further information sessions, and we'll gladly assist the owners corporation with those information sessions. Next, we'll touch on the frequently asked questions from us. These questions we get day in, day out from lot owners within the township. The first question is, what happens if I do not pay my owners corporation on the owners corporation fees on the due date? Normally, the act says that the owners corporation fees normally they're issued at least 28 days before the due date to all lot owners, and when they become due, if the fees are not paid by the due date, then the lot owners start incurring interest on those outstanding fees. uh, that interest, it is not something that contaminated management charges you. it is the interest charged by the owners corporation. If you look at your financial statements that came through for your AGM, you could see an item that says interest on arrears. So that means the owners corporation just charged that interest. That is in line with the owners corporation act and also the resolutions passed at the AGM. It is to discourage lot owners from uh, not making fee payment on time, and it's also incentive as well for lot owners who makes payment on time, not paying any interest. The next one is, my house has not been built yet. Should I still pay owners corporate still pay fees? Yes, as a lot owner within an owners corporation, as soon as you settle on your property, you are required to pay owners corporation fees as and when they fall due or when you receive owners corporation fee notices. So um, if you're receiving owners corporation fee notices via post, which is not normally uh, you might not receive sometimes those fee notices not guaranteed to receive because due to postal issues. But if you would like your fee notices to be received sent by email, please reach out to our team, and we're happy to get your fee notices issued via email. The next question is, are new lot owners provided information about the owners corporation when they buy into the development? Yes. Uh, as a part of the owners corporation certificate, uh, that is included in your section 32 or contract of sale, you would find a copy of the owners corporation rules, um, model rules, and any other information that is related to owners corporation forms a part of that document. So if you refer to section 32, the owners corporation certificate, part of section 32, you would find all the documents that are related to your owners corporation. That includes the 173 agreements as well. And there's a question about rain garden beds within the township. So rain garden beds are a part of the older lots or the older stages within the township. I've not seen any rain garden beds in the newer part of the township for the newer lots, but rain garden beds are maintained by the Melton Council. And if you have any issues of rain garden beds within your area not being maintained, please, you're welcome to let us know, and we're happy to reach out to the council on your behalf. Or if you do have a Snap Sensor app on your phone, you're welcome, which is an easy way to report matters across to your local council. But we're happy to assist you with reporting those matters to the council. The next one is, who is responsible for monitoring commercial vehicles parked within the community? So commercial vehicles parked on the road. So there is two portions here. If commercial vehicles such as trucks, mainly they are referring to trucks here, if they're parked on the road, that becomes the council's responsibility. But if you find any trucks that are parked on a lot, on a driveway, that form a part of the owners corporation rules. So the owners corporation can issue notices to lot owners to remove those uh, trucks that are parked, that are visibly parked. As long as they are parked in the garage, that's fine. But if it's visible uh, from the streetscape, then those lot owners will be provided a notice from the owners corporation in line with the owners corporation rules, so that they can screen those commercial vehicles or trucks, or otherwise move them away from their property, such as caravans as well. So those are the frequently asked questions that came across. I know with the registration of the information session, we did ask members if they can put for the question that they would like us to answer. Uh, at least 95% or more of the questions that came through were relating not to your owner's corporation directly. It was relating to the developer. Uh, Unfortunately, the owner's corporation and the developer, which is Resimax, are two different entities. The owner's corporation does not um, work or does not provide any responses that are related to developer, because the owners corporation is a separate entity. So if you do have any questions that you have put forward to us but that are relating to the developer, most probably about the wetlands, about the commercial area, or any questions that are relating to the developer, we have a email address on here. that you're welcome to reach out to, which is AB, who is the Hungerford is the Community Development Manager at for Resimax at Eynesbury, or their sales center. We do have a question hand raised by Timothy. I'll bring you via audio. Welcome to put forward your question. Please do mute yourself.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear clearly. Thank you very much.
Okay, I do have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah,
I'm actually behind in my my note rates at the moment with you guys. I haven't paid them on the principle that you guys have failed to reach me on 3 occasions. The last correspondence I had with you guys was over 4 weeks ago, and I was told I'd be called back. No one's called me back up until this point. That's my first question to you. My second question to you is who's responsible for cats in Eynesbury?
So the cats in Eynesbury, it is the Melton Council. With regards to cats as well, just for an example, a couple of years or 2 years back, there was a couple of residents who did have cats, and we reported them to the council, and council did take steps to remove those cats from the township, because it is a part of the 173 agreements that the lot owners are not allowed to have cats within the township. So if you do know exact property, if you do get in touch with us with the exact property or address, we're happy to report that matter across to the council, and hopefully the council provide a solution for us. For members who can make it to the AGM on the 28th, like to see you there, and others, if you would like to, please provide a proxy form, that, and we're happy to provide your vote against those motions at the AGM. If you would like, can address it to the chairperson of the Owners Corporation, or you can send it to the Owners Corporation manager, and we're happy to vote on your behalf at the AGM based on your instructions on the proxy forms. Thank you, everyone. See you then. Good night.